Friday, but most of all, happy Halloween! I hope you all have an amazing Halloween. And here I am with Witchy book recommendations. I've been watching a lot of Witchy book recommendations lately because I love Witchy books, and I just love watching those book recommendations videos because there always are some books that I've never read before and that I am dying to add to my TBR. And I was thinking about which books I want to include. And I think I have quite a nice variety of books, with some popular, well-known witchy books, but a couple of them are probably a little bit off the radar. Not everyone knows about them, and I just really want to highlight them as well because they're one of my favorite witchy books of all time. Like, I have a couple that I mentioned so much in my other book recommendations recently that I decided to leave those out, but only focus on the ones that I haven't mentioned a lot, or I haven't mentioned at all yet. So I would suggest grab yourself a nice cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I've got this adorable Primark cat mug, like with a witchy hat. Look how cute! And you can take off the top, and I'm currently drinking a cinnamon tea and I'm really enjoying it so far. But yeah, I would suggest let us all get cozy and comfortable. Get yourself something nice to drink and let's dive right into this amazing book stack of witchy books that I'm dying to share with you all. And if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Juliette. I mostly talk about books, and each Friday I'm here for you with a new video. And sometimes a little bit of a Disney magical video on Sunday, or some lifestyle video here and there in between as well. But mostly bookish, so if you enjoy that type of content, you can always become friends and hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified each Friday when I upload a new video for you guys. But further than that, I've got a total of 10 books that I'm dying to show you guys. And I figured let's start with the series that I'm currently reading, because I restarted the series. It was not a plan, like I only planned on reading the final book in the trilogy, but I ended up reading book 1, book 2. I'm currently almost done with book 2 and I can't wait to get my hand on book number 3. Like, it is probably one of my all-time favorite book series currently. But that is the All Souls trilogy with the first installment, A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. Like, I think this book is absolutely perfect if you love dark academia, if you love vampires and witches, you like high stakes and history. Like, if you are a history lover and you love all the other things as well, then this book is right up to your alley. Like, especially book 2, you're going to time travel back to Elizabethan England. So amazing. And the amount of details Deborah Harkness put in these books, not only in book 1 but also in book 2, and I can't wait because I probably also get a lot of details in book 3. Like, the descriptions about science and about history are incredible and amazing. So if that sounds like some things you might enjoy, then I would suggest check this one out, and I think you might really enjoy this. It is lovely written and the romance is... I also love all the side characters. I'm a huge fan in this series of the side characters. They all get their own backstory. They get, in my opinion, enough development to really feel invested into all these side characters as much as you are invested in the main characters. So yeah, huge fan of this series. I'll make sure to put like timestamps down below as usual, so if you want to skip around certain books, you can always do that, of course. But another one I would love to recommend is The Serpent and Dove. Like this one as well. If you love history, go for this one. If you love an enemies to lovers, perfect. It is about a witch and a witch hunter, and they need to pretend, well, they're not going to pretend, they're going to be like in this arranged marriage. And while they are married to each other, they also are high enemies of each other, and they need to keep certain secrets from each other, and obviously they can't. There are a lot of things involved, a lot of different creatures here in here as well. Some vampires as well, a lot of witchcraft. Like, witchcraft is on point in this book. Dark witchcraft, light witchcraft, like you have it all. I think that the writing is amazing. It is a completed series, 3 books, and all 3 of them are really good in my opinion. I love them so extremely much. Romance in here is probably, in my opinion, even better than Discovery of Witches. Like, don't underestimate The romance in here, it is so good. I love these two together, and the side characters as well. They also get quite enough development. I really felt connected to the side characters as much as I felt connected to the main characters. So if that's something that you're looking for, then don't shy away from this one. It even has like a side companion series currently that follows a couple of the side characters, and that one is so extremely good as well. Like, I love the writing style, I love the history. There's definitely, just as in the Discovery of Witches, has been a lot of research going into the history and how it was to live at certain times, how people got dressed and everything. It's still a fantasy world, but the historical elements, they feel real, and that kind of makes the fantasy world in this one feel realistic, and that's something that I love so extremely much. However, if you are not that into high stakes and you just prefer a cozy, nice, witchy story with a little bit of romance, but you would prefer if the focus was more on the witchcraft and the found family aspect, then look no further, because I have you covered. The Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I have practiced on this title so many times. I'm currently practicing on the sequel title because this title, like the very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, is a mouthful, but I love this book so much. Found family, perfect. Coziness, amazing. The romance, even though it is definitely a lot more on the background, it is not on the forefront, you guys. So do not go in here expecting a full-on romance. It is definitely more about finding your place in the world and accepting your magic and practicing your magic and teaching small children how to cope with the magic as well. It is about loss, it is about family, and there is some romance in the background, which I adored, and I thought it was very well done. If you are, just as me, a Disney lover, like you can see some Disney magic on the background. I've got my Mickey vampire, my mini Witchy just behind me. I love Disney so much, but if you want some Disney magical witchy books, then do not look any further. I've got you covered with the Villains series by Serena Valentino. You follow each villain from the Disney movies, like the Disney classics, like everyone. It is amazing. It is so well tied together. Like the stories, how they twinkle together, how they are all aligned together. They all are in the same world. It is absolutely amazing. So well written. And the first one is about our queen, the fairest of them all, the Queen of Snow White. Look at the cover. Stunning. And obviously you also have one about Beast, but also the other witches. Think about Maleficent, the mistress of all evil, but also Ursula. Like, the witches are all covered in here. You even have a book about the old sisters. Some new, horrible, creepy, witchy sisters, 3 of them that are included in the story as well. The fairy godmothers have a very unexpected, twisted role in these stories as well, and I love it. Like, if you want witchcraft, witches, especially in the first one, don't look any further. And it is so well written. It is young adult, so it is written a little bit more youthful, but at the same time it's very dark. Obviously you're following the villains, and she doesn't shy away from the brutalness, and it hits you here in your heart. Like, I felt so extremely bad for certain villains. I cried my eyes out, and the magic in here, amazing. If you are a Disney fan and you want a witchy book about Disney witches, don't look any further. This is so good. Seriously guys, try it at least. If you are a Disney lover and you want some Disney villains magic read, go for it. If you however prefer a little bit more of a light-hearted comedy and you kind of just want to relax, have a good time, quick read and laugh, then I would suggest A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I loved this one. I didn't like any of the other ones in the series. If you like Ailey Hazelwood, this I think is also one of the books you should try out and enjoy if you want a witchy book. It is a lot of fun. This one made me laugh out loud so many times. I had just a lovely time while reading this. If you want a fun time, go for this one. If you however prefer some more historical accurate witchcraft and magic, and you want witches that feel real and have lived or could have lived in the history of our own world, then Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman has you covered. This book hits you here. You will cry. Like, I can't promise you not to cry. You will probably cry. The brutalness, the harshness of the world, the reality, especially in the New World, America, when they go there, and the witch trials and animal suffering. Like, if you don't like animal suffering, don't read this one. It was so hard to read it a couple of times because it keeps happening again and again. But not only with animals, but also with the witches. It was brutal, but gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, amazing. Love this book so extremely much, and I definitely am going to read the rest of the series as well. I think this was stunning, historical accurate in some places, absolutely yes. It doesn't follow any historical figures, so it's not that way in historical accuracy. However, a lot of things actually, I looked it up, they did happen, and some of the people actually lived, and yeah. I just think it is very well written. It is definitely a lot more of a slow-paced book. So I think of all the books that I have on my recommendations for you guys today, this one is the most slow-paced. So if you are not into slow-paced books, I would not recommend this one. It is very slow-paced. There are a couple of time jumps in here as well. I think they were very well done, and I'm very picky with my time jumps. But if you don't like a slow-paced book, it's not one for you. Then a book I've never seen before on booktube, and I read this as a teenager, and this, I think, got me into witchy reads. Like, obviously Harry Potter got me into witchcraft and witchy reads, but as a teenager this book definitely got me more curious about other witchy books, and that is Night Flights by Rita Murphy. This is a book about a girl that needs to find her place in her family. She finds out that she also has certain magical elements. It is all about a family. There's no romance in here. It is about a family, a grandmother, two aunts and a daughter living together, and they all have to find the right place in this world. And she gets to this age and she needs to prove that she is a witch as well, and she needs to go to certain trials to make sure that she belongs with the family, because if she ends up not having the right magic, she can't stay there and she can't live with them. This is very harsh actually. It is a novella, it's very short, but it has a huge impact on me, and I love the characters. I think it is a very sad story. It's more a story about a girl trying to find her place in the world, coming of age story, and she needs to learn how to fly. There are obviously a couple of risks with trying to fly. Like, if you can't fly but you jump off a building, then there is a certain risk to this, of course. But it is very heartwarming, all about family and trying to find their place, to accept each other, even though the witchcraft or the magic they have inside them might be a little bit more different than they traditionally should have. It is a lovely, heartwarming story. If you, again, prefer a little bit more of a humor, a little bit more of a comedy, you want to laugh out loud, you like an enemies to lovers trope, and you like the idea of someone being accidentally bewitched, the Ex Hex. This is so much fun, you guys. I read this in September, I think I did, or in August this year for the first time. Loved it. I laughed out loud so many times. I definitely feel that the side characters are a little bit shallow. They are more stereotype side characters. However, it kind of fit the story. The main characters were just a lot of fun. They ended up in ridiculous situations. I just had so much fun reading this. I loved the romance in here as well. I loved how they started as enemies, people who do not like each other. She even put a spell on him without knowing it wasn't actually a real spell. And then they have to learn to work together, and slowly while they're learning to work together, and they kind of start to not really become friends, but they see something in each other. The romance is just very well developed, and I love the banter, I love the humor. Highly recommend this one. Then, if you like a little bit of history and you like witches, but you are not that big of a fan of a lot of witchcraft, but you like kind of the idea of herb magic, a little bit more of a slow paced story, not too slow paced, but a little bit more of a Regency setting, think Jane Austen around that time, and you like a woman who falls in love with another woman, The Honey Witch. It is so heartwarming. Love this one. It is definitely a book that also made me cry at the beginning because someone dies. It is just amazing. It is about a girl who needs to find a place in the world. She is the heiress to a very wealthy family. She decides to go on a completely different path and follows her grandmother into the woods basically to learn how to do witchcraft. And while she does this, she goes on a lot of adventures, and in the end it is a story about finding who you are and people trying to accept who you are in this world, with a lot of rules to follow and traditions you can't break that easily. Love this one. I think it is definitely, of all the books that I mentioned in these recommendations on the witchcraft side, I feel that this one leans a little bit further away. It is about witches, but it is definitely more about finding who you are than it is about spells and sparkling magical stuff, if you get what I mean. The last one I would like to recommend is a comic, and I love this graphic, I think it's a comic or graphic novel, and I love this one so much. I've got the full series on my bookshelves, and it is Pepper et Caro. I'm not entirely sure if you can read this in English. If you can, I'll make sure to put the English title in the description box down below. I, however, think you can't because it's also written by a French author, and I love this one so much. It is about this little girl that has a little animal companion, and both of them, they need to learn how to do magic. They simply need to learn how to be a witch, and while doing this they go on these weird adventures. These two together, they go into so much mischief, and it's just a joy to follow them. It is hilarious in the situations they get themselves into. I love the drawings. I think that this series is perfect for autumn, for winter, for summer. It is very light-hearted, super duper cute, and if you can read French or you would like to practice, pick this one up. I highly recommend. It is just so much fun to read. I have already reread this series I think 3 or 4 times in about 2 years. Love it so much. So yeah, these were all my witchy book recommendations for you guys. I hope there was something you might enjoy or would love to pick up. If there is something you would love to read, let me know in the comment section down below. If you have a better witchy book recommendation, or maybe just another one, leave it in the comment section down below as well, because I think if you're watching this video, we all are looking for witchy book recommendations. So let's share these with each other. If you do not know anything to say, then I would suggest leave some sparkling emoji in the comment section down below. And further than that, if you're still here, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I just really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next one next week. Happy Halloween, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.